Hi, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Leverage. My name is Craig Goodliff. I apologize for starting. We had some technical difficulties. I hope everyone had a wonderful red day. We're going to talk about virtual leverage, and I'm excited you're here. We're going to share 8 hours worth of stuff in only 30 minutes. I'm just kidding. We're going to share as much as we can and some basics on finding great talent. So with me is my wonderful and trusted real estate virtual assistant, Raquel Mingoy. Say hi, Raquel.
Hello, everyone.
So really quick, I'm going to introduce you to myself and tell you what I do. I run a real estate team here in Utah, the Good Life Group, and our entire real estate admin team is virtual. Last year in 2016, we closed 149 units with 14 virtual assistants and no office admin whatsoever. Everyone on our team is an agent, all 7 of them, or one of our 14 virtual assistants. I'm also a MAPS coach, and I coach 50 top teams across North America, many of them using a virtual assistant. Now, Raquel, tell us about you.
I am Craig's coaching assistant, and I handle everything from his calendar, scheduling, managing to-do list, listening to calls, taking notes, sending reports, tracking numbers, creating call lists, organizing follow-up items, and everything else in Craig's 80%, including getting him back on track when he is off track.
So that one thing, Gary wrote a book about it. Raquel's one thing is taking care of me, which that's a full-time job right there. 40 plus hours a week. So people ask all the time, when you say virtual assistant, what do you mean? Well, my first virtual assistant wasn't all the way from the Philippines like Raquel was. It was someone just 2 cities over. And back in that day, we had an office that was very, very full. I shared an office with a couple other real estate agents. Didn't have room for an assistant, obviously, and I hired someone to simply work from home. It was amazing what we were able to do. So a virtual assistant, or typically called VA, is generally self-employed and provides professional, administrative, technical, or creative assistance remotely. So someone virtual is someone who's working for a home office. In fact, if you've ever taken a listing and you've been in your office while your client was signing the paperwork, you were a virtual agent. This is just like that. Now, a lot of times, because some of you saw the promotion and are asking the question, is it only fair to pay $2 an hour? Raquel, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, there is a big difference between currencies and currency exchange rates. So here in the Philippines, we use Philippine peso, and in the USA, you use dollars. So it's important that you understand currency exchange rates when hiring outside of your country.
Yep. So let's dive in a little bit deeper. We're going to compare job for job, and we got this off payscale.com. Let's look at registered nurses.
Well, I have a lot of friends that went to school for nursing, Craig.
Yep. So the average annual income for a nurse, $54,060 in the United States. An administrative assistant makes $29,700. And let me make sure everyone understands this is all across the United States. You can Google to find more information about your local city and state if those numbers seem a little off to you.
Yes, and call center agents make 24,040 US dollars, and software engineers $79,357, and doctors $140,571.
Yep, sound right, everybody? You can go to payscale.com if you want to look at my information. Attorneys, 78,242. Virtual assistants, because yes, we have them here in the United States, 32,120. And a real estate agent makes 44,000. Uh-oh, I know there's some of us here today. 44,489.
It sounds like they should hire a coach. Let's have them call you, Craig.
So here's Canada's numbers, because I know we've got some people here from Canada. Let's everyone take a minute and look over that.
Wow, nurses makes a lot more in Canada.
Gosh, yes, they do. And look at virtual assistants.
I'm thinking it might be nice to live in Canada.
Raquel, they have snow there. You might freeze.
And real estate agents make 50,684 US dollars.
Yep,
Well,
that's that's U.S.
Canadians,
Yep,
yes. Well, we coach some Canadians, right? Because it looks like they need a coach too.
absolutely. That's exactly how they increase their production. Now, Hey, I'm going to throw something a little off topic for Raquel because we were having a great conversation after work. She says, Craig, I'm going to get a massage. And I went ahead and I wish I lived in the Philippines and got a massage as much as Raquel did. And we had a conversation about that. How much did you pay for your massage earlier this week, Raquel?
It's 300 pesos, so that's
300 pesos.
$4. That's right.
Yeah, like $4 or $5.
That's right.
Yeah, anyone
That's
want to get a
right.
massage every day for $5? I mean, I'll totally take that deal. That's like I'm jealous. Do you guys, I don't know about you guys, but where I'm at, like the cheapest place is like $60. So just to give you some perspective. Okay, so now here's the income job breakdown for the same jobs in the Philippines.
Well, it looks like a lot of money when it's in peso, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, $300 or 300 pesos for a massage sounds like a lot of money.
That's right. Well, I like the bigger numbers, but let's not scare them off yet. So let's see the conversion to US dollars.
All right. So here's US dollars, and we did this about, let's see, close to a month ago. The exchange rates change daily, but this is kind of where we're at. You can see, now let's just go ahead and assume, working a 40-hour week, and we'll say someone works really hard, 52 weeks a year, that would be 2,080 hours per year.
So let me grab my calculator. So 2,606 US dollars divided by 2,080 hours is $1.25 per hour for a registered nurses.
Yeah, they make not as much as massage therapists at the rate we're going. My goodness. So let's look at the other jobs. Have you ever called customer service and reached someone from the Philippines? I had someone call me earlier this week from the Philippines, and I could tell they were from the Philippines because I've got some great people. And by the way, phenomenal accent. The person did a great job when they called me, and so I just simply said, Magandang umaga. In other words, good morning. And they're going, who in the world is this? I also know I called Sprint, and they had someone from the Philippines answer their phone. But I know I've talked to a lot of people there. Some of you have. Here's what they make.
Well, I used
Raquel,
to.
you used to work in a call center, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, it was a graveyard shift, and you have to travel to work in the middle of the night, and I didn't have a car, and the commute was terrible. So I had to wake up 3 hours before my shift, leave my house 2 hours before my shift. Then after work, we would meet for an hour or two, which of course they expected me to do for free, which we call OTTY or overtime thank you. And my salary was 12,000 pesos per month, which is 240 US dollars. So after an 11 hours of work and travel, I was out of the house 14 hours per day. So it was very exhausting, and you had no family time at all. Plus, that's not enough money to for a single mother to take care of her daughter, and let alone help my family.
Yep, and happy Mother's Day to everyone coming up. So now, it's every time I hear Raquel tell that story, I think, wow, we're getting out of the house 14 hours a day for $240. Now, as a virtual assistant, we're looking at $3,743.22, but this class is $2 an hour, and I know that's more than $4,160 per year. So just so we're clear, that's starting pay for us and our team. We've got people making a lot more than that. However, that's where everyone on our team started out. They were making $2 an hour, and some of them have progressed sooner rather than later.
That's right. And for me, working at home gave me more time with my daughter, and I am able to help my family a lot more financially.
I'm always amazed because Raquel and me will have a call, and she's like, oh, I gave my mom some money. And I went, you are so generous, such a giving person. So now we've got a lot of people that are also hiring in India, which is something we're going to coach on through this course.
And we will coach you on it, but I speak English and Tagalog and not Hindi.
Well, I'm sure your Hindi is far better than my Tagalog.
So in India, their form of currency is the Indian rupee.
Yep. Everyone, we looked at hiring in India. We can show you, if you're going to start that way, exactly how to do that. The only thing that kept us from doing that is when we started putting this together, we had a bigger database of people who wanted to work online because we don't go through a third-party company ourselves, and we're going to show you exactly how to find great virtual talent as part of this course. That's quite a process, but we had a bigger database. So we just stuck with the Philippines. There's great talent there too.
And this looks like a lot of money, Craig. So let's see it in US dollars.
Alrighty, here's the overall breakdown. We took it again from payscale.com.
It looks like registered nurses makes more, but I feel bad for those doctors and attorneys. They might want to move to the Philippines.
Or even Canada or the USA.
Well, it makes sense to hire someone like me, not just because you can afford it, Craig. But let's be honest, you can't afford not to work with me.
Guys, I'm going to tell you, I am a mess without having someone keep me straight. Seriously. And when, Raquel, we have this all the time. When people hear we have an entire virtual staff, first thing they ask is, what do they do? What can a virtual assistant do?
Well, I can do anything except make coffee.
Yep. And good thing I don't drink coffee.
That's right.
So you've seen a lot of these job descriptions on KW.com, or you've read about them in the MREA. You've taken Recruit Select back when we used to teach that, or you're updated on your training and you've gone through career visioning.
Well, our team has managed to hire a great executive assistant, listing manager, multiple classified posters, and even people who set appointments.
Yep, including a great inside sales, outside sales, lead manager. And just real quick, first thing is I want to make it clear, if you are not allowed to have someone without a license call in your area and set appointments for you, don't hire them to do that. We're not going to teach you to do anything illegal in this class. Don't do that. But it's something that can make a big difference in your business. I have talked to a lot of agents right now. They keep talking about they want to boost their web presence. Well, look at this. We can hire you a website developer.
And you can also hire a social media manager, transaction coordinator, bookkeeper, blogger, graphic designer, and a video editor.
Yep, my favorite is you can hire a Raquel to maximize your personal efficiency.
Well, people ask me all the time, what do you do for work? And since a lot of people are wondering that right now, I will tell you. My managing Craig's 80% is my one thing. So I handle his schedule and calendar. So when it comes to work, I have prepared his call list so he knows who to call and what they're going to talk about. I manage his follow-up items and to-do list, even though he wishes sometimes I wouldn't bug him about doing them. And I take notes when he makes calls and listen through the computer while he talks on the phone. I also handle personal tasks, and I can even answer his cell phone.
So let me paint a picture for you guys, because people on our team have this, and I know a lot of other people I coach have this. You've got a virtual assistant saying, okay, here's your new leads you have to call today for sell by owners, expireds, people in your database. Your call list is right in front of you. You don't come in, go hunt from some CRM trying to get the data. You come in ready to go to work. So they set that up for you. If you're using a system that uses like a conference number, kind of like Mojo does, your virtual assistant dials in, you dial in, they put themselves on mute, and they go ahead and listen in while you're making your prospecting calls. Now, while you're going ahead and talking to someone, they're typing notes directly into your CRM, putting together the next time you're going to follow up with them. In the event the person you're calling doesn't answer, they can send a voicemail, they can send a text message, they can send an email, and they can completely maximize your personal efficiency. In other words, with this one person, you're going to quadruple your own production. You're going to be able to make, I know some people have a hard time getting on the phone. It's a lot easier when someone's saying, okay, it's time to go to work. Let's make our lead generation calls. Changes your life. I come into work in the morning, I see, Craig, Raquel's got this sent to me. Here's who you're calling and here's what we're talking about. It's impressive. And don't worry, folks, we're going to talk about how you find and hire your own virtual babysitter like Raquel. Raquel's even going to be with us on every coaching, so you can ask her questions about how do you do this and how do you do that. So another thing is people want to know what's covered in the group coaching program.
Well, we are going to show you how to find a great virtual assistant and know what makes them great and show you how to pay them.
Yeah, we're also going to keep you out of the trap of not decentralizing management, because one of the things I see, whether it's virtual or in office, is agents go ahead and say, okay, I don't have time to lead generate. I'm too busy training my assistant. I'm going, oh my gosh, you just found a distraction. It kills production. And then what happens? They get the trained assistant now, we're ready to go, but because they haven't been lead generating, well, they don't have any listings and they don't have a business. So we want to make sure that you're not falling into that trap. Also, one of my favorite things is being able to communicate with a phone call to Raquel. I'm driving down the road. I'm thinking, crap, I got to put this on my to-do list. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I tend to be that crazy. So I go ahead and say, okay, Raquel, I'll call her up. Add this to my to-do list. Let's talk about this. And I was thinking about this. And she's going to also say, oh, yeah, Craig, by the way, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? I mean, sometimes I don't want to say it gets annoying because it doesn't. It gets efficient. That's what it gets. It's amazing. We're going to also go ahead and go through how to define your budget. We're going to go through what building an org chart that utilizes virtual leverage and how to write those job descriptions, as well as looking at the other ones. Where to find talent, because that's the biggest part. And people always ask me, what third-party company do you go through? Well, I don't go through one. I find them myself. I'm going to teach you how to find yours. I'm not saying those companies are bad. They're not. They're great. They're useful. However, it's great to have options. It's wonderful to have options. The other thing is we're going to show you how to learn what motivates somebody, as well as how to keep them. Because behavior is one thing. KPAs, all the assessments we take, and they're great. We love them. They're great tools. When you know what motivates them, because I know what motivates Raquel, I know exactly how I have to show up as a leader. And because she knows what motivates me, she can make sure that I'm keeping my motivation in point. This is amazing. This is what will change your business.
We will also have Q&A sessions with multiple VAs and people in the VA world. We will teach you how to improve working with others, no matter if they are virtual or physically in your world. And we will show you the hiring process step by step from start to finish, identify what tech is required for them to work online, and how to identify candidates with strong track records.
Yep.
So since the average virtual assistant leaves in 90 days or less, we will show you what we have done to keep people for as long as 4 years, which is ever since Craig started hiring in the Philippines. And we will show you how to get out of the business with the wrong virtual assistant.
Yeah. And that whether it's virtual or in office, that's one of the biggest challenges people fall into. As well as we're going to show how to safeguard your business. Seriously, Raquel's got my credit card information. She could buy herself something nice right now. She has chose not to do that, which I appreciate. But not just because someone's virtually doesn't mean you can or can't trust them, and doesn't mean you should or shouldn't safeguard. Some people, I've seen their in-office assistant go ahead and steal money or use a credit card for something they shouldn't. We're going to make sure that happens, or that you don't fall into that. But seriously, I trust Raquel with all my personal information.
That's right. And we will teach you best practices. We have learned a lot from our mistakes and can save you from making them too.
We have a whole session dedicated to all the mistakes I've made because I've messed up a lot. Gary says we're going to fail fast, we're going to fail forward, we're going to fail often. We are definitely going to learn. Diana told me once, Craig, it's not a failure if you learn something from it. So we're also going to have some spoilers because when we go to Family Reunion and Mega Camp, I like to take pictures of what Gary puts on the screen and how it applies to you, as well as mastering a hiring process. Yeah, this is huge stuff. Building a bench, building a value proposition. So guys, we're going to open it up to some Q&A. But our webinars are going to start on May 18th, which is next week. And we want you to go ahead and join us. We want to go through 8 hours. You've got access to me. You've got access to Raquel.
Yes, and don't be afraid to ask for help. So if Craig weren't teaching this class, I would hold him accountable for signing up himself.
She would. Seriously, she would be like, sign up for virtual leverage yet? No. Sign up for virtual leverage yet? No. And in fact, this was exactly our conversation about masterminds, which is coming up here in about a week, or 2 weeks. Craig, did you sign up for masterminds yet? Not yet. Did you sign up for masterminds yet? No, not yet. Then finally, yes, Raquel, I did. And then hotels and flights got taken care of. Raquel can even help with stuff like that. So if you want to join us, we have 22 slots available today only at 20% off. You're going to use the promo code SAVE20.
And if you sign up today, I am going to send you the 7 recruiting sources absolutely free so you can start finding talent right away.
In other words, we're going to show you how you can find talent, hire them right now. You can get started. Now, we're going to walk you through the process, and there's going to be a lot of hand-holding. So I don't want everyone to just run right out there and hire a virtual assistant, because just like Raquel said, the average virtual assistant turns over in 90 days or less. By the way, I've fallen into that trap. For a while, we were having a listing manager start one week, fired by Friday. Let's start another one the next week. It was terrible. Our last person we hired, our transaction coordinator, she's on a month and a half with us. In fact, Raquel helped us find her. Raquel's not our hiring person. She's not going to go ahead and show you how to do that. We've got someone else, and we'll bring them to the call so you can meet Sheena, who helps us hire great virtual assistants. Before I did it all the time myself. But anyway, but she's with us. She's phenomenal. We took it to a whole new level, and it was amazing. So don't wait. Go ahead and open up another browser. We're going to answer some questions. Type in kwrievents.kw.com/virtual leverage 5. I'm going to leave up all the information right here while we can answer some questions for you. We'll be sharing systems and models. Yes, we will. We will be sharing exactly how we do it. Now, some of our stuff is Utah specific. We use a Utah REPC, stuff like that. We're also going to be sharing a lot of what we know for laws, what we know about taxes, stuff like that. We're going to share what we know on our end, and we're going to open it up to you. You're going to have to apply it to your state, your country, because I know we're from all over the world right now. But yes, we're doing that.
That's right. So just don't wait. Just sign up now because you want to save 20%.
Yep. So anyway, let's see. So why so many virtual assistants? That's a great question. So we have someone who's completely dedicated to transaction coordinating. We actually have two people that. We have someone who's completely dedicated to posting ads. We've got people completely dedicated to building websites. We've got people like Raquel completely dedicated to an agent going ahead and being their one thing, managing them. It helps reduce the insanity. So we can go ahead and break it down and have that more. But the efficiency, it's amazing. In fact, you're going to be able to talk to Tina, or who transaction coordinated when it was just her doing it. She was able to handle 62 under contracts at one time last year, which was insane. That's a long story, but the efficiency factor was there. You get to talk to Daphne, Daphne's been with me almost 5 years now. She's one of my first hires. Daphne goes ahead and will post 120 ads on different websites per day because we've got one that's Utah specific. So we also have people that are doing things for other companies I own, and they're just jumping in and helping out, including answering my phone. My phone gets answered from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, and 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Plus they set appointments so if someone calls in to see the home, which is great. So, oh, great question. The course right now, it's $198 if you don't use the promo code. Use the promo code. It's 20% off today, and it's 8 one-hour sessions. So, great question. Thank you. Yes, we're going to go ahead and go through a lot of scripts and tools, and I love that you've got people trained by KW. In fact, our listing manager, lead manager, Hannah right now, she was trained because she worked for somebody else. She worked for a third-party company. They trained her on everything real estate. We went out and found her. It was heaven. So we're going to go through that, yeah. Yes, this is a great question. If you are going to go ahead and you're building into expansion, expansion is a big virtual business. Because now you've got your hub, which is in one spot, and the agent's virtual, so it's kind of the other way. The agent's all on expansion teams. It's like they have virtual assistants. So, yep, that's a great question. So, guys, I love all these questions. I wish we had time to get through them all. But you guys are asking almost faster than I can answer them. So, right now, if you have more questions we didn't get to today, shoot me an email.
So, don't worry, guys. I make sure that Craig checks his email.
Yes. Raquel makes sure I always check my emails. Nothing gets by us. She's like a hockey goalie, because I know some of you are from Canada. You can relate to that. Nothing gets by her. So thanks for joining us, everyone. We look forward to seeing you in the group coaching.
And thank you so much for investing your time with us today.